You had reported yesterday that the Celtics at one point had inquired about Bradley Beal.
Correct.
Okay, so they're talking Bradley Beal, Miami. Greenberg threw out some rumors there. Bradley Beal, Milwaukee. I can't remember the other team he said in there. Wasn't you. So do you still think these guys are missing the boat on Bradley Beal potentially to the Celtics?
I rule out nothing in the NBA. I think Windhorst was talking about Damian Lillard there, and he says at the moment he's not out, but that can change, and that's how I feel. At the moment, anything can change in the NBA at any given moment.
I feel like he's got a better handle than Jaylen Brown.
Definitely.
For sure. I mean, who doesn't? So he's a better ball handler, and I like his aggressiveness. I think he'll attack the rim more consistently maybe than those other two, or a little better. So I'm not telling you he's just standing on the three-point line. That's not what I meant. But what I did mean is another offensive mouth to feed. And he's not, I don't know if you consider him a wing or a pure guard, but either way, it's another guy, it's another perimeter player.
That's true.
Who you have to feed. So, no, for Felger. This is Felger's world. No, I'm not adding Bradley Beal to Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. That's trouble waiting to happen. They get complaining about shots, touches, whose team it is, blah, blah, blah. Enough of that.
What about in place of Jaylen Brown?
Okay, now I think that's a step back in a lot of ways, but I'm more interested in that.
Because of the fit.
Because of the fit with Tatum, the piece where Bradley Beal wouldn't be envious of role touches. I mean, I'm sure he would want his touches, but Bradley Beal's getting to a stage in his career where he's made his money. He's made his mark in the league. And so he'd be willing to be that second guy to Jason Tatum and be a support for Jason Tatum. And that veteran sort of, he would acknowledge that Tatum's a guy. I don't know. So I'm more interested in that than adding another perimeter guy that's got to get fed. And so my feelings on the Celtics are crystallizing. What I really want is more of a point.
Yeah.
More of a big guy, something that changes up their offense. They only have one guy, Mazz, who plays differently than everybody else. One. You know who I'm talking about.
Rob Williams. Otherwise, they're all generally the same. Mm-hmm. They're big guys, Horford and Grant Williams, offensively, are just there for the corner three. Mm-hmm. Their point guards are combo guards. Right, they're not really point guards.
That aren't great ball handlers.
No, they're positionless. They really are. 1 through 4, they're positionless.
I want someone who plays a position. I don't know why I'm getting angry about it, but it's like I'm starting to become like sort of, this is crystallizing. I'm forming a hard opinion, Stu, so maybe I'm excited. I want someone who plays a position. Stu, what's the latest you're hearing? I know you always got a bunch of crap.
Oh, gosh, where to begin?
Go ahead, let me get a pen.
Look at the size of that big blue text he's about to read.
Yeah, that is. Yeah,
Look
that's
at that
a big
thing.
one. Go ahead, I got
That's
a pen.
a screen grab.
Go ahead.
All right, so
Start flapping. Let's
I
go.
believe
Talk.
that the Celtics are in on Bradley Beal. I believe that the opening offer, and this goes for around the NBA, is Malcolm Brogdon as the feature part of a package, plus pick swaps, that nonsense. So it would be Brogdon out, Beal in as the feature piece going from the Celtics to Washington.
Can I say, I just said I wasn't going to do this, but what does Beal make?
Like $50 million.
$5?
Okay, so it's got to be Brogdon and somebody.
right.
Yeah, but you don't care about Moustakas or
No, so you're saying
Pritchard or any of that
So
stuff.
Brogdon and 5 guys to make the money match?
Oh, you could do it.
Oh, okay. All right, go ahead.
Cap space in the NBA can be maneuvered, as we all know, in a number of different ways.
Keep going.
So Miami has offered Kyle Lowry and pick swaps and picks for Bradley Beal, and Lowry makes about 40.
Keep going.
Don't
Milwaukee
you love
has
these
offered,
numbers?
I was going to say, Milwaukee makes sense. If he wanted to go to Milwaukee, Middleton, because if the Wizards want an expiring contract, because they're blowing it up, so they just want an expiring contract that's not going to make them too good.
Correct.
Lowry's perfect. Middleton's perfect. But Brogdon's perfect. He's not going to, turn them into a playoff team. None of these guys are. They'll suck with all these guys as a centerpiece player. So Middleton, I don't know exactly what the money is, but again,
it's close enough.
And the Bucks have no picks. I don't know where the picks are coming from, but go ahead, give me that.
I don't know, but they have to worry about Giannis going to the Lakers. More on that later.
Go ahead, keep going. So the Bucks are Middleton and picks and pick swaps
whatever.
and okay.
And the 76ers have offered Tobias Harris and picks as part of a package for Bradley Beal. That's my intel on that.
See, those are all comparable deals.
Yes, exactly.
Right? They're all comparable deals.
A second-tier wing with probably a contract that's going to expire in the next couple of years. That's not going to make him too good. Tobias Harris, Chris Middleton, Lowry, Brogdon, they'll still be a lottery team with those players as their best player or whatever, and picks, and you make the money match. And yeah, those are all sort of. And so you think the Celts are in?
I believe 100% the Celtics are invested in this. Whether it's Brian Windhorst saying no or Yahoo NBA Insider X saying no, I believe that they are in. I believe that they are trying this. I believe that they are going to go all in for this particular season, and they can make the money work.
Okay, I think adding Beal to Brown and Tatum, it'll be good for us because I think Jaylen Brown's going to be all sorts of. Well, then again, if he gets the bag, if he gets the Supermax, that is a way of sort of calming nerves, I guess.
So, and this is what I believe with the reporting right now, because Windhorst said yesterday, we played the cut, that the Celtics aren't in on Bradley Beal. They're trying to focus on the Jaylen Brown contract extension. Why is that happening? In my opinion, it's to make sure that Jaylen Brown doesn't get angry about this, that Jaylen Brown knows through the national media that priority number one is the Celtics want to re-sign Jaylen Brown because wink, wink, nudge, nudge, they can't actually talk about a new contract until July 1st, July 6th, whatever. So I think that is part of why Windhorst said yesterday that Miami is an option for Beal and the Celtics are out on it.
Am I nuts to consider Zion? Am I nuts about that?
No. I mean, what's his motivation? Is he healthy? Can you cure him from the NSD? That's,
Can you help me with NSD?
That's nonstop doing. So, there's a lot of questions there about him.
I thought you were going to go STD on me or something like that when I had.
No, it's nonstop doing for Zion.
I mean, who doesn't have that problem?
Since he's been drafted, of a possible 302 games, he's missed 188 of them. So, it's a real issue with the health and whatnot. But if he's healthy and motivated, he's like a top 15 player. So you're not crazy.
It's a big if, of course. But this is why I think you sort of get him at a good value, meaning, in other words, 3-4 years ago,
Oh, it'd be impossible.
he was, right, the guy. And now you get him for less than that because he has all these problems and he's got to grow up. So, there's a big component of you've got to have someone here who can reach him, mentor him. We talk about these guys on the team right now needing to grow up. Zion Williamson needs to grow up times 3. So it's obviously a project. But we've seen some games with him, Mazz, where he gets a hair across his ass. He does play hard when he decides to play.
Do you know what his career shooting percentage is from 2?
I'm going to guess it's like 60%.
61.5%.
Yeah.
He is a force near the basket, a freaking force. So I get what you're talking about. You want a different kind of player, right? You want someone that can score in the paint. He can pass. There's a lot to like about his game. He's a pretty good ball handler, too, for a guy his size. He's certainly as good as anyone else they have, maybe better. So, I get it. I get the logic. I'd be in on Zion. I just, I don't know how many options they're going to have. So, your point about Beal is not wrong. I just look at it as, who would I rather have, Brogdon or Beal? My answer is Beal. I think he's a better shooter. He can, create his own shot more than Brogdon can. So I think you get better. But if they don't change their offense, Mike, you're not wrong to say it won't matter.
Stu, is that the guy you were thinking of?
That is exactly the guy I was thinking of. And I believe that the Celtics have inquired about Zion Williamson. And I believe that the cost would begin with Marcus Smart.
I love Zion. Love him. Love his game. Love it. I love the fact that he's got NSD. I got no problem with that. As long as he can rein it in.
All right. So I do. He's got to grow up in a big, big way.
The thought process with Boston is that if the Pelicans do decide to move on from Zion, Zion's agent would like him to get Zion to a market with minimal distractions. Boston, Utah, Portland, and Milwaukee are on Zion's list.
Perfect.
Yeah, got to get him somewhere boring.
If you want him to stop doing,
you get him in a place where there's no doing.
Oh, yeah,
send him here.
Oh, yeah, no, that would solve the problem immediately, actually.
Wait till he gets one whiff of what we got for him.
Yeah.
He'll be like, oh.
Yeah, there's nothing to be had.
What am I going to be doing tonight?
Yeah, right. You don't got to worry about the Instagram ass models here.
Maybe it's time to just go to bed.
Why do they call you Zion? What's that really? What kind of name is that?
That is a great detail.
Yeah.
They want him to go somewhere where they'll be less. Milwaukee, Portland. Where else did you say?
Utah. And
Utah.
Boston.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, isn't that the name of a national park?
Zion Williamson.